Hi everyone, hope you're doing well from wherever you're watching this channel, depending on your time zone. Now, for the first time after our 2010 constitution was promulgated, we are having the first case of impeachment of the deputy president. We've never had the impeachment of the president, but we've had impeachment of governors and deputy governors. So with all this, a lot of issues are coming out as Gachagua prepares to go to the Senate to defend himself. Now, Nelson Harvey is suggesting that the impeachment of a deputy president and the president is only ending in the Senate and it can't be challenged anywhere else. That's according to Nelson Harvey. And with that remarks, it has opened a lot of discussion in this country. And personally, I feel that it is something we should also talk about, so that if we have lawyers or those who understand the legal issues can as well help us to understand this. Maybe sielewi because I'm not a lawyer. But the discussion is here. This is what Nelson Harvey is saying, the former LSK president. Regarding Gachagua will cease being DP on the vote of the Senate, unlike removal of judge, which can be appealed to the Supreme Court. Impeachment of president and deputy president is final and incapable of challenge. The Constitution did not contemplate judicial intervention on impeachment. That's Nelson Harvey. But he has brought in a discussion of a judge, of course with a reason, because he's saying a judge can as well appeal to the Supreme Court. I think with this, he's discussing about what Gachagua had on Justice. There is a judge who made a ruling, and he was challenging that. Therefore, he actually threatened to prepare a case against that judge, just because he believed that she did not give him a chance to explain himself on that matter. But be it the way it is, the issue is about what next after Gachagua has been impeached by the Senate. Can he seek for legal redress in court, or which way forward? That's the question here, because now Harvey is telling us that impeachment of president and DP is final and incapable of challenge. Before we go deep into that, just a quick request. For those who are watching and you are not subscribed, please consider subscribing to our returning subscribers. I must say thank you so much. And again, to all our viewers, please give this video a thumbs up. Thank you so much, and back to this discussion. Now, personally, I believe that Gachagua, like any other Kenyan, he is entitled to legal redress. I think so. So, the other issue here is that people are believing that the impeachment of deputy president or the president is political process. So the court will not interfere with the political process. The case ends in the court, and that is it. It can't be overturned. I asked myself, what about governors? Is indeed political? Am I a president or political? Which way? Though we know very well that in this argument, Senate serve as a quasi-judicial. This is an organ with the same status of the High Court. Wakikaa tu ni kama High Court imekaa. Wakitoa uamuzi wao ni sawa ni ya High Court. So the question is, if one is not satisfied with the decision made by High Court, what do? You definitely move to Court of Appeal. So from High Court, we'll have a chance for Court of Appeal to appeal that matter. So my thinking, mimi kama tu mwananchi wa kawaida, is that Gachagua should appeal or go to Supreme Court, either Court of Appeal or in the Supreme Court, when the Senate has made a decision and he is not satisfied with that decision, to seek for legal redress. My thinking is that, najua pia kuna wengine wanafikiria hivyo, lakini kuna pia wale wanafikiria kama havi. So tell us in the comment section, what will he do? Okay, we know his team is preparing for that, but the question is that, will that court consider all this, listen to him and make a decision as far as the charges that they will have brought before the court is concerned? Because we have 11 charges on Gachagua. With these 11 charges, they are the same that Gachagua will take to court through his lawyers to seek legal redress on the same. Wameleta 1, 2 to 11, all of them. Mambo ya gross misconduct. Someone has been talking about Clinton impeachment. That was in 1998. He had some affairs, according to the allegations. But Clinton was acquitted. In US, the Supreme Court is the final. But then what about this in Kenya here? And by the way, with this statement, there are also other issues we have to look into. Maybe in what Harvey is saying. You know, Gachagua has 11 charges. Why 11? Why 11 grounds? 11 is too much. But you know, what we have to understand is that it is not that Gachagua should be found guilty of all the 11 grounds for him to go home. You just need one. Moja tu kwa hizi 11. Imetosha. Why did they go for 11? They were simply looking just for one among 11. So you want to tell me, out of the 11 grounds, hakuna yenye utapata Gachagua nayo kama makosa? At least out of this 11, utapata kitu cha kumpin down nayo. You'll get something to pin him down. Out of this 11. But then, my thinking, which is contrary to Harvey's position, is that still the court will listen to all these grounds, scrutinize and find if indeed out of the 11, none of them is true. Wakipata out of all the 11, no ground to convict Gachagua, I think that it can be overturned in my view. Wasema hapana, huyu jamaa hii makosa hana kwa all 11. But if they find one ground among these in the Court of Appeal or Supreme Court, they will uphold the decision of the Senate. But I don't know your views. Kama kuna lawyers in the house, they can educate us through the comment section. I'll be reading all the comments to understand this. So, yes, it is a political process. But will you use a political process only to destroy someone's career completely? Because after this, Gachagua will go into political oblivion. That's another question. How will it go? Yes, we know our Senate, just like National Assembly, it is in the pocket of individuals. If not so, National Assembly haingepiga kura ya kusema kwamba they are supporting finance bill. They will reject. There are some issues Senate has made decision on that have not favored Kenyans. Those Senate who want to behave sometimes well organized. But we know some issues they will make a decision depending on how you dealt with them. But I believe Gachagua need legal redress on this matter. The other issue will be that once he has been impeached, na mtu wa Kenya Gazette aenda publish hiyo kitu usiku. Asubuhi magari ya Gachagua inatolewa bendera na anafukuzwa. That's another issue. So I don't know how he will make this case to make sure that anakimbiza kotini timely so that hajafukuzwa. Anyway, I don't know your views, but let us meet in the comment section to discuss this matter. Thank you so much and see you in our next video.